Hello students. In my previous class, I started the topic reported speech. Yes, and I also discussed with you the difference between direct speech and indirect speech and the changes that occur in case of various tenses. Okay, and today we are going to learn how what the changes in pronouns. Okay, and after that we will also discuss about change in time and place. Alright, now change in pronouns, when we change direct speech into indirect speech, the pronouns change so that the relationship between the reporter and the speaker of the reported speech is shown. Now let me show you some examples. Now what are the rules regarding the change of pronoun? Okay, I will explain it with the help of some examples. Alright, the first person changes to the third person. Okay, the first person changes to the third person. Look at this example, direct speech. He said, I shall pay your wages tomorrow. Now here, I is the first person. So when you change it into indirect speech, okay, I will change into he. He said that he would pay his wages the next day. Now, however, if the person reporting is the speaker, okay, if the person reporting is the speaker, the pronoun does not change. Look at this example. I said we are late. Alright, so in this case, we will remain as we. Alright, so I said that we were late. Now, in the case of second person, if the person addressed reports the speech himself, okay, then the second person is changed into the first. Look at this example. He said to me, you alone can save her. Alright, so he said to me, here he is addressing me and me is reporting the utterance. Alright, so he told me that I alone could save her. So you changed into I. Okay, now the second person changes to the first or the third depending on who is reporting the utterance. Now look at this example. The teacher said you are a good girl. Okay, now the question is the teacher said you. Okay, here the person being addressed is reporting. Okay, so the teacher said you. So whoever is addressed, he is reporting the utterance. Alright, so here the teacher said that I was a good girl. Here you has changed into I. Alright. But in the other case you have seen, the teacher said that she was a good girl. Here the person reporting is not the person being addressed. Alright, is it clear to you? And one more thing is that in case of third person remains same when being reported. Okay, look at this example. Hari said they are good people. So here they is the third person, and when you change this utterance into indirect speech, it will remain same. Hari said that they were good people. Okay. Now let's talk about change in time and place. And in indirect speech, time and place are also reported using correct expressions. And certain words expressing nearness are changed into words expressing distance. Now look at this example. These are words that related that expresses nearness, and these expresses distance. Okay, so when you change from direct to indirect, the time and place, you will have to follow this rule. Okay, you have to remember this table. Like these will change into that, these will change into those, now, then, today, that day, tonight, that night, last night, the previous night, the night before, next week here, the following week here, last week here, the previous week here, yesterday, the day before, the previous day, tomorrow, the next day, the following day, here into there, ago into before, and thus into so. Okay, and let's talk about look at this example. this is regarding the use of said and told. Sometimes we get confused which reporting verb to be used, whether it should be said or told. Now this is rule is that we use tell if the reporting verb has an object. Do you remember about object? The transitive verb has it has an object. Okay, so however, when the person being spoken to is not mentioned after the reporting verb, we use say. Now, let me show you this example. Kajal said to me, I have an important meeting today. Alright. Now, Kajal said to whom? Me. So, me is the object here. Alright. So, when you change it into indirect speech, you have to change said into told. Kajal told me that she had an important meeting that day. Okay. Now, in the second case, you see, Kiran said it is a holiday. Now, here Kiran said to whom is not mentioned. That means it doesn't have an object. So, you no need to change said into told. You can simply use said. Kiran said that it was a holiday. Okay. And one more thing you have to see here. Other words in place of said. Okay, these are some other words that you can use in place of said, like add, complain, promise, remind, remark, point out, etc. Okay, and so for today this much only, and I advise you children to go through the book also, because these all the points are written there in your book. Okay. And if you feel important, you can note down some points from here, from this presentation also. Okay, but please go through these points. Okay, and for today this much only, and in my next class I will discuss with you about how to change interrogative sentences from direct to indirect, because till now we are discussing about the statements. Okay, so we will discuss I will discuss in my next classes how to change the different kinds of sentences from direct to indirect. Okay, thank you so much.